Hey guys, it's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I'm going to do a special Aries full moon reading. It's happening on the 9th of October. I think it's at like 4:54 Eastern time, I believe. It's around there. PM. I'm going to use the Fountain Tarot. This is like my special moon deck. All right, everybody. Let's give this a shuffle. What do we need to know as a collective? Any and all messages that need to come through. I'm not going to take that, but it's the Chariot. Maybe we're really moving through some stuff. I mean, this full moon in Aries is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. So we may be feeling some things coming up, coming through, old wounds. We're going to do a Celtic cross today. So let's see. Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. We are coming into a time of enlightenment. Look at this, the beauty of this sunset here. Wow. All right, let's start. The High Priestess. This is the core of the message here. And look, there's a full moon. Love it. The High Priestess. What's crossing us? The Knight of Wands. I love this Knight of Wands because this reminds me of Lizzo's flute behind him. I feel like this man is just like dancing to music and like playing the flute here. See, and that's very Aries, right? It's this deep, intuitive energy here mixed with action with the Knight of Wands. What's in our foundation? The Nine of Wands. We've been through a lot, in other words. We've gone through a lot. We have climbed mountains. We have climbed mountains. In the recent past, we have the King of Cups. Many of us have been trying to master our own emotions here. And the King of Cups is more than able, more than capable of doing just that. He's sitting within the waves. Instead of being fearful of the waves, he sits within them with ease. It's kind of like the story of, I'm going back to my minister days, but when Jesus was on the boat with the disciples and he was sleeping, that's very King of Cups. He was sleeping in the midst of the storm. And they said, Master, Master, we're afraid, we're afraid. Aren't you going to do something? Aren't you going to do something? I feel like people ask King of Cups people that question. Aren't you going to do something? The world is falling apart. The economy is falling apart. Everything is happening. Aren't you going to do something? And the King of Cups just sits there, fully in control of his emotions. His, hers, theirs, however you identify. Fully in control of their emotions. To the point where people question if they even have emotions. But true masters, like if you're looking at a Buddhist monk, for example, they have mastered something. And it's almost, you almost question, like, what you're dealing with there. But it's because we don't understand the depth of mastery that's taken place with this emotional space here with the King of Cups. And that's what we've been working on as a collective, bringing our emotions into our own submission. We had that Chariot popping out at the start. Mastering our own emotions, taking control over them. And this Aries full moon with that Chiron, the conjunct Chiron. I'm just learning this stuff, and like, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating. It's like everything that I've haven't had words for all my life and many years being a minister. I always felt what was going on in the world, but I didn't have words for it. I couldn't understand where I was getting that intuitive information. And then once I started studying astrology, it was like everything opened up to me. It was like I finally had the answers. That I was like, that I intuitively knew about, but now I have like the words and the transits and the moons, and it all just kind of makes sense. What's in our mind? What's in our headspace here? The Six of Swords. Moving to calmer shores. See? It's like this King of Cups. Look, they're both in the water. And the High Priestess knows what she has to do. She knows what she has to cut out. She knows where things are going to go if she doesn't make changes here. Look, this is right above her. It literally looks like a continuation of the picture. These blinds behind her with that full moon, the full moon in Aries, it literally looks like a continuation of those blinds sailing like through her crown chakra, through her mind, sailing forward to calmer shores for hope of a better life. And the Six of Swords, you don't know where the hell you're going to end up. You know, it's a risk, it's a gamble. You're deciding, I'm going to leave where I've been and go somewhere new in hope of a better life. I believe that's what we're doing as a collective right now. What's ahead here? What's coming in the near future? Let's take a look at that. The Two of Cups. Union with ourselves and with others in a balanced, true way. That might be what's on the other side of this Six of Swords here. Looks like we're heading towards the Two of Cups. And that would be something that the High Priestess would intuit. Always trust your intuition, because it can lead you and guide you, because it connects to the mind. It helps guide us in a better direction for ourselves. True love, true companionship here. In the night. See, it's another night sky. You know, a nod to our full moon in Aries reading here. These two are looking up into the sky, and they're just in acceptance of the vastness of what exists. And I feel like that reality is what causes us to truly feel one with each other, is that when we look up at those stars, we realize that we're all the same, you know. And that's in part, that comes from mastering our emotions. And this is what was in the recent past, and now this is what's coming. And really, if you look at it, this is how it's laid out on the table, is the King of Cups is actually looking at the Two of Cups. Cups. Mastering our own emotions within ourselves here with the King of Cups is what allows us to come into true companionship. We can have true comrades in this life that we're living. But first we have to start here so that we can then have it with someone else. Another way of looking at the Two of Cups is us and our higher selves, where we could finally come into this place of mastering the emotions with the Two of Cups. With the High Priestess right in the middle, man. Let's see what's coming up next. Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a sense of rush here, because in our mind, we're desperate to get to a better position, right? With the Six of Swords, we're desperate to get to a better life here. So it only makes sense that we'd be kind of showing up here as the Knight of Swords, trying to rush forward, trying to get out of there. It makes sense to me. You know, there's a time to be still and there's a time to move. If somebody's chasing you, you move. You run. Somebody dangerous, I'm saying. And that somebody could be situations, people, whatever you're trying to move away from here. Hey, sometimes you gotta move fast, right? What's in our environment? The Three of Cups. Wow. It's right next to the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. This is the evolution of the self. It goes from King of Cups. This is the self here in the emotional space, the cups, mastering our emotions like we've been talking about, being at peace, at oneness, able, it's not like there's no waves, right? There's always going to be waves in life. But it's how we handle those waves. It's like it's going from it's going from yourself to another, to a group. That is what we're doing as a collective, I believe, by healing our own wounds. And see, this Knight of Wands crossing us. We know what we have to do with the High Priestess, and sometimes it's a silent thing. We don't have to go gabbing all about it, right? With this full moon here. We can just know it. We can just experience it. And then we can put, those experiences and that intuition into action here with the Knight of Wands, moving us forward into a much better position. Yeah, it's beautiful to go from the King of Cups to the Two of Cups to the Three of Cups. Yeah, that is beautiful. Hopes and fears. Six of Coins. I think some of us fear being loved, or we fear that in the past, we haven't had situations that were give and take. I'm also seeing this. See how these coins are all wrapped up? The Six of Coins is a card of equal give and take. It's a balance. What I'm seeing here is these are all wrapped up. I studied a lot about enmeshment in family dynamics. Enmeshment, which is basically like you feel like there's no boundaries, that you're not your own person. There is no individuation here. Part of the healing from enmeshment, if you've dealt with that, and I would look it up if you relate to anything I'm saying right now. If you've dealt with narcissistic abuse, or if you've dealt with feeling like, your parents or relationships or whoever, there was a sense of like, and my throat chakra is going off as I'm saying that, where there was no boundaries, there was no you, there was no self outside of the group here, outside of the relationship. There could be a fear, and it could also be a hope, a secret hope perhaps, of being close with people, of people actually reciprocating, because maybe you're not used to it. Maybe you feel like you don't know how to have that give a little energy and then have somebody give a little to you. Maybe you feel like you don't know how to do that, or you can't keep it up, or there could be fear here. But we can also look at this as a hope as well. Is that it's a time is coming where things are balancing out, because we're doing this inner work as a collective, where we can actually experience love without ties, love without strings attached. It's just people want to give. I want to give and you want to give, and it's back and forth. And it's just genuine. It's from the heart. It's of a state of flow with all these cups. There's so many cups here. It's where you feel safe in the group. You feel safe with another. You feel safe with yourself. Where before there was fear, now there's togetherness and community and equal reciprocity. And then finally, our outcome for this powerful, transformative full moon in Aries. Temperance. More water energy here. This man is sitting naked. And he's taking that water in his hands. And he's forming it and transforming it. He's working with the energy. He's working with the cups. He's working with himself or herself or themselves. And there's this back and forth, again with that balance. I give a little, you give a little. I give a little, you give a little. It's like it's musical. I give a little, you give a little. It's like a dance. I give a little, you give a little. Like this Knight of Wands. Maybe you're playing a little flute. Somebody's playing the flute, somebody's dancing, somebody's singing, somebody's playing the shamanic fucking drums. And all this takes time. We need to be patient with ourselves as we're going through these big transformations. It's not easy, but it's possible and it's worth it. Much love, my friends. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. And until next time, you guys take care. It's great to have you here. You can always check me out on my Instagram at honeybeemusic. B is spelled B33. I love you guys.